Hello there everyone, Shippy here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket ranked matches. Today's video, I feel like trying out this Incineroar deck that I've put together and see if I can manage to win a game or two online with it. This deck is pretty simple in its composition. It just revolves around Incineroar and Salazzle. The whole game plan behind this deck really is to implement a burn strategy. Incineroar and Salazzle both have the ability to burn your opponent's Pokemon. So really my whole thought process behind this is just to see if we can use that burn effect to our advantage to play around cards like Oricorio, which can't be damaged by EX Pokemon, but can be damaged by effects still. So this is kind of what I hope to accomplish, and also just deal damage with Incineroar's high damage as well. So we're going to see if that manages to work or not here. But I'll have the entire deck list in the description of the video below should you want to try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. And I'll try to explain the deck a little bit more in depth when we find some matches. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling, and let's go find our first game. Alrighty, it looks like I found my first opponent here, and we do have the misfortune of going first. But we'll have to do what we can here. No Litten. We start out with Salandit. But we do have a Pokeball, so we can get our Litten pretty fast. Now we just need rare candy. But we're going up against Turtonator, which is unfortunate, especially if they have the trainer card to get that going pretty fast. But we'll see what we can get done here. I think Turtonator and Incineroar would be the ideal probably way maybe to run this deck. I feel like that would be pretty effective. Unfortunately for me, I have not been able to try that because I have not pulled a Turtonator or of any kind. I don't have very many cards from the new pack, honestly, or at least my my good fortune has not been lucky enough. All right, we get our evolution here, so we can evolve next turn, but unfortunately we need 2 energy to attack, and I can't do much else right now. So we're in our turn. But like I said, the whole gimmick behind this deck is to inflict burn / poison to your opponent because Salazzle can do both. Ideally, this is kind of how you want to start, building up with your Incineroar in the background and having Salandit up front to more or less get your damage started before you get Incineroar in. But Incineroar doesn't take a whole lot to get off the ground either because it just needs 1 energy to attack and inflict burn, which is good, and I need 3 turns to get this Turtonator off the ground. So I will gladly take that. But thankfully, even if they have that trainer card, it automatically ends your turn. So that is something we have going for us. But alright, next turn we can be a nuisance, and we have a rare candy too, so we can get Incineroar up and running pretty fast. I do believe that is... Wait, what am I doing? I don't have to wait a turn. I can evolve this Litten now. What the hell was I thinking? I about fumbled there. Especially if I got Inode or something. Alright, well, that's all I can do. No attacking just yet, and we do have our Incineroar now lurking. It looks like they're running Turtonator and Charizard, which I think that'd be an effective combo as well. Probably a little bit better than Incineroar too, honestly, since you can, since if they're running the Shining Revelry Charizard, it's self-sufficient, and they have the trainer card. Shit. All right, well, this complicates things. Let's see, do they have to discard? Okay, they only have to discard 1 energy, which is not good. We do have Sabrina, so we can lure Charizard in if we want to. Alright, what would be the best play here? I think we're going to bring in Charmeleon, just to be a nuisance for later. And we'll go ahead and get this going. We'll get 50 damage off here because they'll be burned and poisoned. It does come at the cost of us losing our Salazzle here. But it also, unless they have a leaf, it also does mean they have to lose both energy attached to Charmeleon here. So we can at least kind of eliminate the threat of Charizard a little bit. But thankfully also we have 2 lilies in our hand as well, so we can heal Incineroar if worse comes to worse. And they do have to run or lose Charmeleon. Alright, so they're just going to lose the 1 energy. Don't know if this was totally worth it or just a complete misplay on my behalf. But if they're putting energy constantly into Turtonator, then they're also not putting energy into that Charmeleon back there. All right, so they did draw into the Shining Revelry Charizard, which kind of surprised me they wouldn't leave that in, but I guess it makes sense. They don't want to get more damage than what it already is. And we lose our Salazzle. All right, Incineroar, I need you to survive a few rounds, please. All right, we get another Incineroar, and we do have a rare candy, so we got we got two, I guess. All right, so evolve our Litten here. And I guess we're going to burn this Turtonator. All right, they got a flip here. Thankfully, they do get a tail, so if they leave Turtonator in, they're going to get hit for 50 more. Or 20, not 50 more, I'm an idiot. 20 more. Now, Charizard still can't attack, which is just a good thing we have going for us. Because they will have to Stoke. And Lily does not work on Turtonator. We're going to get popped for 90 here. Which does suck. But that's okay. They're going to get burned again anyway, and they are going to lose their Turtonator. Alright, we actually have no more basics to pull from, so we're just going to basically shuffle our deck here. We're going to play our Lily to get it healed here. And we're going to burn this Turtonator. And they are going to lose it. I mean, they don't really need to check if they're burned or not. They are dead, so I guess, oh, they're healed. They're fine. I'll shake it off. Alright, well now, they still have to use Stoke once. And they're going to get popped for 140 because Scar Charge Smash is an extra 60. If Incineroar is hurt. Oh, for the love of God. Like I was going to say, I've very rarely actually seen that card come up tails. Alright, I'm kind of in a weird position here. So if I heal... Well, actually, no, okay. My thought process was if I heal Incineroar... Because if I get hit for 150, I lose Incineroar. But if I heal Incineroar here, I can only do 80 and they'll have 100 health left. But they're going to hit me anyway for 150, so I can still swing the next turn and do 140. The only problem is if they have a Lily, Charizard will survive. So we gotta keep that in mind. And I use the rest of my healing to do this. So we have to kind of just play it like this. And hope they don't have a Lily. Now I'll be able to survive a hit from Charizard even with red and still be able to pop them for 140 next turn. Barring a Lily, which will ruin everything. But let's see what they do here. They could have another Rocket Grunt as well. And 2 heads on that would ruin me. Let's see if they have a way around us. They're thinking awfully hard, so maybe they don't. They have a Sabrina. Alright, well I guess they do have a way around it, so I can't actually get this Incineroar out. And they have a Moltres on deck. Alright, so what I need here is another Sabrina. Which I don't think helps me very much either. Alright, well unfortunately I need 2 energy into this Incineroar to get it out, which I don't have. So we'll just go down swinging, I guess. Alright, well we'll pop him for 50. And they'll get hit 20 more. Flip the head so they won't get burned again. Not that it really matters. Okay, well, we just straight up lose here. Unfortunately. And down goes our Incineroar. As it gets knocked out by Charizard, unfortunately. Well, we are unfortunately going to drop the first game in this video here. I think this deck should, knock on wood, maybe do better here. I might have misplayed in there somewhere. I'm sure I did. But hopefully we can win in the next one. But good game to that opponent. I'll be back when I find my next game. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we get the misfortune of going first again. It's just one of those days, it looks like. And we have a Litten in hand, which is not ideally what I want to start with, but it's what we got. We do have our candy in hand, so if we manage to draw into Incineroar quickly, then this isn't so bad. But they got Darkrai, so that's even more problematic. And I didn't get Incineroar off rip, so I have to mill this deck out. We get our second Litten. And this will be our Salazzle because that's the only other basic I have in this deck. And that is all I can do for right now. We could play red, but nothing would come of it. Alright, so I probably need Incineroar within the next turn, 2 turns, or this is probably over, especially because they're running Giratina. So this is Darkrai Giratina. Surprise, surprise. And of course, they're going to put the Rocky Helmet on the Darkrai to complicate things, which means I can't really attack with Litten next turn because we will be down to 20 health and they'll just pop it. So yes, I severely, severely, severely need Incineroar now, which I didn't get. I got another rare candy, so that further complicates things. So we're just going to have to charge up this Litten in the back row for now and use this one as a little bit of a meat shield. Alright, I honestly probably just lose if I do not get it the next turn, because Darkrai will be already ready to swing, and I will be screwed. And every turn that I don't have Incineroar means it's a turn closer that Giratina gets ready to go back there. So I have to basically send Salazzle out here to die. And we're at the mercy of drawing this Incineroar, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna get popped again, and down it goes. Alright, well I can't bring that one up front because it's gonna get popped by Darkrai next turn. I still didn't get my Incineroar, making this worse all the time. I'm fully convinced that it doesn't exist. Alright, so I mean, there's literally nothing I can do. Why did I put energy into that Litten? And Mars makes this worse. Well, there's Incineroar. Hooray. Probably about 3 or 4 turns too late. Because even if we KO Darkrai, we are just going to get KO'd by Giratina. Such is the life of playing a 2-stage Pokemon, unfortunately. Alright. There's not really a whole hell of a lot I can do here. I need my lilies back to even remotely have a chance. Has anyone flipped the tails on this burn thing? I don't feel like they have. Alright, we're gonna have 20 health left, which is not good. I really, really need a lily. But even with that, I probably still don't live. I mean, guess also bring in the Giratina. Not that it matters too much because Darkrai is just gonna kill me next turn. And they're still burned, but it's not going to last long enough for it to really matter for them, unfortunately. They didn't even have to do that. And we're just going to get chipped away at 20, and we're going to drop another match with Incineroar, unfortunately. All right, we are sadly in an 0-2 hole with Incineroar so far. Maybe I can hopefully make this a little bit more respectable in the next match and get a win on the board, but we shall see. But good game to the opponent. I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here. I'm going first again. This is really just not my day. Alright, well, don't have a rare candy, so I don't want to throw Litten out to the wolves right off rip. Alright, what are we up against? Another Darkrai Giratina, probably. Alright. This is not going to get any easier here. And unfortunately, with the last game, I fell down from Ultra Ball back into Great Ball. But alright. We got another Litten here. Alright, if I can somehow, by some miracle out there, draw into a rare candy and can get Incineroar out early, we might be in okay shape, but I don't think my luck is going to be that good with the way today is gone. I'm sure the Pokeball probably got them there. Alright, Giratina. Maybe they're running that alongside Giratina? Yep, they are. Well, alrighty then. This is exactly what I just ran into a moment ago, with the exception of Giratina being out here. Well, alrighty then. I desperately need a rare candy to even have a shot. And I got a Professor Oak, which will hopefully net me a rare candy. And it did not, but we can play Pokeball here to shuffle our deck some more. And pray for a rare candy. Well, I guess we'll just power up one of these Littens in the background. That's really all I can do. If I attack with Salandit, we just lose it next turn. Alright, well they get Darkrai ready to go and one more turn. Which is very, very, very unfortunate. But let's see if we can get the luck of a draw here. Okay, so I can't really afford to leave Salandit out. Because it's just going to get attacked or chipped out by Darkrai back there. Alright, we do have our rare candy. That is something. So let's bring Incineroar up. And... Alright, decision. So I'm going to sacrifice Salandit. So I think I'm going to Sabrina here. I'm doing this to see what they opt to do. Because they don't have 2 energy to get Darkrai out unless they have a leaf. Now I do still lose Salandit no matter what, but they cannot attack the next turn. Alright, so we're going to bring out Incineroar. Now we're still in okay shape. Because I do have a Lily in my back pocket. But I'm going to have to attack this Darkrai twice to get rid of it, which does complicate things a little bit. Alright, we'll send him a Scar Charge Smash. Or Scar Charge, not Char. Now we're going to get Darkrai down to 140. But our opponent has left. Now they've come back. Okay. So we get popped here. They could retreat into Giratina. But they are not going to. Alright, so if I attack into Darkrai, it brings me down to 120. Which means I get KO'd by Giratina. So I unfortunately have to burn to Lily to survive here. And then we hit him with the Scar Charge Smashed. Now at most, I can hit Giratina for one. Actually, no. I think I can win here, actually. Because Giratina is going to take 20 damage here, no matter what, and I will survive even with a red. So I can play my red. It'll be dropped down to 150, and my red will put me at 160, and we can KO this Giratina. Now, a Darkrai would complicate this, but it doesn't look like they have it. So I think we actually may just win here, if my calculations and my stupid brain is functioning properly. All right, come on, hit me. Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to hit me. They're thinking about it. They actually opted not to swing. Now, why would you go and do a thing like that? I mean, they're still put in the same position no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him. Now, I do have a Sire, so even if they run, it really doesn't help them at all. And even if they were to Sabrina in this Litten I have in the back row, they wouldn't beat me. And now they really can't afford to attack. I don't know why they didn't attack there. I mean, kind of put them in an awkward position no matter what. Which I guess I really don't even have to Cyrus in that Giratina back there. Okay, that doesn't really matter too much. Because it's coming right back out. Alright, we have another Lily, which is nice. But we're going to go ahead and Cyrus in this Giratina. And might as well just let Litten finish the job, why not? It's already up here, it's ready. It's ready for the big leagues. Alright, well that'll give us our remaining point. And we'll finally get a win on the board with Incineroar. Which I'll gladly take. Which I didn't think I was honestly going to even come close to getting. And I think, did that push me back into Ultra Ball? Let's find out real quick. Barring a load from the game. And it did. Back to Ultra Ball, rank 1 here. We'll see if I can maintain that or not. Probably not. But I do believe I'm going to end the video here, though. Good game to that opponent, if I didn't already say that already. But if you made it this far, I do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.